What's going on? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. AirPods Pro and AirPods Max get new functionality. iPhone 13 ProRes video, it comes the latest beta, and the Apple Watch Series 7 goes on pre-order, plus news about future iPads with OLED displays. But first, a big thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Protect yourself online today with NordVPN. All right, let's start off with what will make the biggest impact on you out of all those stories, because Apple just released a new firmware, version 4A400 for the AirPods 2, AirPods Pro, and AirPods Max. It brings new functionality to the Pros and Maxes, and my guess is by now that a big chunk of you watching either own one of them or even both. Now, the AirPods Pro benefit the most because they finally bring conversation boost. That helps people with mild hearing challenges to stay more connected to conversations. It uses the beamforming microphones in the AirPods Pro to boost the volume of the person talking in front of you, making it easier for the user to listen to them. Now, Apple previewed it at WWDC in June, and you're gonna find it in the settings, then accessibility, then go to audio and visual. You're gonna tap on the headphone accommodation, scroll down to the transparency mode, and then toggle on conversation boost. But that's not all, because the firmware update for the AirPods Pro and the AirPods Max also adds Find My integration that was also teased at WWDC in June. Now, this won't be as specific as locating an AirTag with precision finding and an arrow that points you in the correct direction to track it down. Using the Find My app, the Find My network is going to give you an approximate location to track down your AirPods Pro or AirPods Max within Bluetooth range. You can also use the Play a Sound feature, although it is pretty faint. It's nothing close to pinging your iPhone, which is loud, but it still might help you locate them. Now, this is a big improvement compared to just seeing where they were just kind of last located on a Find My map. That was really not that helpful. And I also finally found my AirPods Max, which I had lost since April, but I actually didn't find them through the new feature. In fact, I left them at my parents' house, and then they slid under my bed where I have like sports posters, or I made this mural out of magazine clippings and newspapers and Scotch tape for one of my favorite basketball players growing up, Hall of Famer Chris Webber, because, you know, I didn't know Photoshop, like not creepy at all. And my walls, they're all covered by toys in the original packaging. They're pinned on the wall, kind of like a museum, just like the 40-year-old virgin. Pretty cool sounding place, right? Yeah, I know. All right, Apple's released their latest batch of developer betas for iOS 15.1, iPadOS 15.1, watchOS 8.1, and the 9th beta for macOS Monterey and more. But the big news coming out from the release is that ProRes video capture is now active in the developer beta for iPhone 13 Pros. You can toggle it on by going into the settings, then camera section, tap formats, and then toggle on Apple ProRes. This is only available currently in the developer beta, but remember, it's gonna take 1.5 to 1.7 gigs of storage for 1 minute of ProRes shot at 1080p at 30 frames per second. That's gonna be available on all models of the 13 Pro lineup. Now, if you wanna jump up to 4K at 30 frames per second ProRes video, well, that's gonna take up 6 gigs per minute. And then the 4K recording option is only available on the 13 Pro and Pro Max with a storage capacity of 256 gigs or higher, but it has now been unlocked in the developer beta to play around with, so have at it. It's gonna be fun to see like what it's capable of and what people really do with it. Apple has also added the option to turn off the auto switching to the ultra wide lens to use the macro feature. We talked about this in my recent review videos. I asked Apple about it directly, and they really moved fast on that one. But what if you want the macro feature and you don't have the iPhone 13 Pro? Well, one of the best camera apps, Halide, lets you take close-up photos with its own macro mode, and you don't even need an iPhone 13 Pro or any accessories to do it. It works on iPhone 8 and higher. That's right, I said iPhone 8. And then if you have a 13 Pro model, this app even stacks on top of Apple's macro mode to get you even closer with shots that are even more magnified. Now, Halide, this was also the app that gave portrait mode to objects and non-human faces like animals when at the time, Apple didn't officially support it. So it's always been way ahead of the curve and absolutely worth checking out. Okay, guess what? Also, new products dropping soon. Apple officially announced that the Apple Watch Series 7 will go on pre-order this Friday at 5 a.m. Pacific time. I know you probably knew that, but there's gonna be new features, including this 20% larger display, a more durable crack-resistant screen, and then faster charging for 80% juice in 45 minutes. You're also getting new aluminum finishes with a tweaked product red color, a deeper blue, all new green, starlight, and then midnight, which is like this deep black with a tinge of blue in it. The Series 7 will start at $399, and I'm more curious how receptive consumers like you are going to be to it, depending on maybe which model of Apple Watch you already own, or if you've never owned one at all. Are you looking to buy this one? Like, where are you at with all this? Hey, Put in the comments, my friends, and also tell me if you think my childhood bedroom is still super cool or not, and I might respond. Okay, the iPad mini, it's out, and people now are already looking forward to the next iPad Pros. Are you kidding me? According to a report from Korean website The Elec, 2 new iPad models with low-power LTPO OLED displays are set to release in either 2023 or 2024. Now, one of the models will reportedly be a 12.9-inch display, and it will allow it to support more refresh rates like the current iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max. The 13 Pro Max display was recently rated the best smartphone display ever made by DisplayMate, and the Elec added that LG, one of Apple's new OLED suppliers, has begun developing its 12.9-inch model with improved brightness, longer lifespan, and durability. Remember, both Samsung and LG, they're expected to start production of OLED panels for iPads around the same time, and that's targeted between 2023 and 2024 for future iPads. So, look, this is so far out. Like, should we care? Do I really care? For me, I'd rather get, hey, guess what? Pro apps from Apple that integrate into my workflow with the latest hardware. Wouldn't that be nice? Yep, still waiting. Okay, and also, they're talking, look, 2022. That's still a year away. We haven't even heard much about those iPads yet. What are they doing? So, rumor mill's already jumping on now, what, 2 or 3 years ahead of us. And if you want a little iPhone 14 tidbit, because I know you do, it hasn't even been a month since the iPhone 13 lineup released, but rumors are floating around that the 2022 iPhone 14 plans to include a huge, beastly 2 terabyte storage option. That's going to be massive, and do I like the idea? Yes. Will I like the cost for it? No, probably not. That's truly meant for someone with an ungodly photo collection that they have to keep on their phone, or really it's for people that are going to use the ProRes video option. But could it also be larger because Apple could finally be offering 8K video capture on an iPhone? Maybe. I mean, this all sounds nice and dandy, but the biggest thing I want to know, will it still have Lightning? Because this would absolutely be ridiculous to push out massive files this way. It should have USB-C right now. The EU is trying to make that eventually happen, but instead, we're still getting a limited Lightning port. Like, we are so used to it. Everyone is expecting them to stick with Lightning. I am, you are, until they don't do it anymore. And before we go, look, this week was also the 10-year anniversary since Steve Jobs' passing, and he is the reason that, look, we're all here watching this video about Apple products, news, and rumors, and he's truly changed all of our lives. Obviously, I could say that. I mean, Apple, they put up this great tribute on their website, and you can check out the video that's honoring him. Apple has made that available on their YouTube page now, but it is just unbelievable to look back and realize that it's only been 10 years, and so much has happened since then. Jobs, the true innovator, and I just wanted to bring this up just to kind of take a moment so you can all take a moment to just think about how he's affected your lives as well, and really still does today. I mean, my passion for tech would not be the same without him, so thank you so much, SJ. We miss you, man. All right, before we wrap up, big thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. If you want to protect yourself online, you've got to use NordVPN. So many of us are streaming video every day, and NordVPN unlocks content on your favorite apps like Netflix, YouTube, and your favorite sites from their over 5,100 servers in 60 countries to watch region-exclusive content. NordVPN supports up to 6 different devices. There's double data encryption for increased anonymity that shields your online activity, and it's compatible with Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, and Android. There's even an extension for your Chrome browser. Now, it's been confirmed by speed tests, NordVPN is the fastest VPN out there. You can connect easily with one click or enable auto connect for zero-click protection. It's been recommended as the best VPN by multiple sites and was an editor's choice, earning all the green checks on PC Mag. And if you're a gamer and a game isn't available in your country, you can change your virtual location to buy the games you want. You can game securely and avoid DDoS attacks that significantly slow down your connection and block malware-ridden websites. So go to nordvpn.com/BrianTong to get a 2-year plan plus 4 additional months with a huge discount. Protect yourself online today with NordVPN. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And if you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you check out my weekly AppleBits XL audio podcast. Get the latest deep dive with all these stories and new ones every week with special guests. So until next time, everybody, take care and be safe. Peace and love.